So we were here this morning recording the episode 2 of Road to Run, and actually Carolina sent an article after we recorded that episode saying authorities in Utah are confident that the race is gonna happen. And I was like, during lunch, I was like, maybe I should really consider that the race may happen. So I went down to the garage, brought my TT bike upstairs where I do my indoor training, and for the first 6 months of the year I was doing a lot of outdoor riding, but complementing that work with TT work on the trainer. So after Carolina shared the news with me, I was like, maybe I should continue to do the TT specific work. So I brought my TT bike upstairs, mounted on the trainer, did a 1 hour training session just to get that hip flexor engagement. And then as I was on the bike, I got a text message from one of my athletes saying, and it's canceled. So it was quite ironic that this all happened on a a day's time. And obviously it's just another mental challenge that we have to face, but as an endurance athlete we have to face mental barriers and mental challenges every single day, and the sports that we do that has a very strong component of mental fitness. So this is just another opportunity to build that mental fitness and mental toughness, prepare without a race. But obviously I did have a plan B. In this video I'm gonna try to explain a little more about what I've been doing so far in the year, and also how I'm expecting to prepare for a 41-mile day running, hiking, whatever you have to go up those 2 rims. Obviously plan B was not my main goal. I'm still a triathlete. I still want to race triathlon. And I still think I'm pretty good at racing Ironman. So I don't want to be known by the guy that does sub 9 hours or sub 10 hours at rim to rim. I want to be known by doing well in my sport. And yeah, I mean, it does suck, but it is what it is, and we just have to keep moving forward, because what we do today will still matter for next year. And while not having races can be frustrating, can reduce our motivation, the reality is not having races, you're basically not diluting your training plan, and you're actually preparing for 2021 with a really nice progression into the races that will happen in 2021. So yeah, I mean, we're all in the same, we're all in this together. I mean, it's tough, but we just keep moving forward, because that's the way to go. Okay, so the run training itself. So far this year, I've been preparing for Ironman. So I've been swimming, I've been doing a lot of bikes. So for the first half of the year, I actually rode 9,000 miles. Which is more than I've ever ridden in any year of my professional career. So I do feel like my bike has been brought up to a new level this year. So I feel like leading up to the second block of the year, obviously I was still preparing for Ironman, but I felt like comfortable leaving the bike kinda on the back burner, because I knew that my new level of cycling, or my cycling, has come to a new level. So this second part of the year would be run focused anyways, but how do you prepare for a 10-hour day or a 41-mile day on your feet? Obviously I am a triathlete. I'm not used to spending 10 hours exercising, because obviously in Ironman you're sitting on your bike, or you're basically floating through the ocean. So being 10 hours on my feet, going down the rims, up the rim on the other side, and down again and back up, will be challenging. So my run right now is very volume focused. So I did 4 weeks of a little over 50 miles a week. I did incorporate some trail running into my run mileage. So until maybe a month ago, before I had the idea of doing rim to rim to rim as a plan B, I was not doing any trail running. So I brought back trail running into my plan. Trail running does help with specific strength. It does help with form. So I've been bringing up the mileage slowly because running is a very high impact sport, and you can't just ramp up from running. I was doing like 30-40 miles a week on my normal Ironman planning. You can't just ramp up all the way from 30-40 miles a week to 70 or 80 miles without risking injury. I've also partnered with Streamline Performance to help me build a routine that not only helps me overall address all the imbalances I have, we all have it as athletes, but also make me stronger to be able to tolerate more run mileage and eventually have my body held up through the day on run to run trim. Okay, so now that Ironman St George has been officially canceled, I could focus more towards my run goal. I don't want to not swim or cut down on bike mileage a lot, but I do want to make sure that I'm putting a good effort into doing a solid run to run to rim. So my run right now, it's basically composed of speed and strength. So I'm doing a lot of speed during the week, and then I'll do strength during the weekend. The strength I'll build it with long runs off trails, and also with the stability routine and strength routine provided by Streamline. So obviously the run mileage and how much I can tolerate depends a lot on how my body holds up with the high mileage, and it does, when you bring up high mileage run mileage into your training plan, your cycling does get affected. So until this point, until Ironman St George was actually canceled, I was being very aware that I could not just introduce a lot of intensity on the run, because my cycling would suffer. I would not be able to nail those intense sessions on the bike. So now that Ironman St George is canceled and I'm only focused on a run challenge, I will probably not be so much conscious of affecting my cycling. I'll still be doing cycling, adding stress, adding time, exercising, because when you're cycling you're also developing your aerobic system, but I'm not too concerned if I'm not hitting those target power numbers on the bike, and I'm not able to keep up with some of the high intensity intervals, because obviously I don't want to completely remove the bike from that schedule, because still a triathlete. I want to look back into 2020, the year 2020, and although I didn't have any races, I've accomplished something that I always wanted to do and never actually had the opportunity to do so. And so for me, it's just a validation that it will not be a completely wasted year, although it may seem like without races. Anyways, obviously, again, we're all in this together, and hopefully everyone is holding up strong, and catch up next week for another update on the training leading up to now Plan B, which is rim to rim to rim. Thank you for watching.